I have plans to get a few spaces in my home organized. There's this small little junk drawer. I mean, it's little, and it just collects nonsense. The second space, this one I'm dreading, is our coat closet. It is so packed. Some of that is because of my daughter. Actually, a lot of it is because of my daughter. She loves to collect coats apparently, and vests, and oh my heart. She is actually moving out in January, but I'm going to force her to go through some of the stuff sooner because winter is coming really quick. And I'm gonna sneeze, excuse me. Winter's coming very quick and we can't even get to the clothes. I'm sure I have hats and gloves in there that I don't know where they are. And yeah, we just need to go through stuff. So that's another area. The third area is actually the sideboard in our dining room. So the first step in any organizational project is to empty the space completely. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to handle. So the first thing, like I said, is let's take it all down. The good news is look how pretty our tree looks outside our front of our house. This is like the most beautiful tree. And it's still completely there. The leaves are just starting to fall off. So pretty. Oh my word, can my husband have more hats? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look what I found. Masks. All our masks from 2020. I'm done. Wow, I'm done emptying. A couple things that I do before I start organizing, just to make this an easier thing, because let's face it, this is daunting, especially like a bigger one like our closet. First, I make sure the main spaces in our home are at least picked up, if not clean. In order to organize, in my opinion, you need to empty out the space completely. So when you've done that, when you go to a different space in your home that you're not dealing with at that point, it's so much harder to walk into a kitchen and it's a mess. So you're in the middle of working someplace else, you come in and you want to get lunch, and now it's a mess. So the first things I do is I just do a quick clean. It doesn't have to be spring cleaning clean. It just needs to be relatively clean. Like get rid of the dishes in the sink and make it so that when you walk in the space, it doesn't feel like it's another space you have to deal with. The amount of stuff that was in that closet. Yeah. Yep, and I can guarantee you at least 75% of this is Rachel's. So that's gonna help things. The first thing I'm gonna do is go through the entire pile and separate all of Rachel's things. We know that by January, all of that's going to be gone. And look at my cat. She is now inside my husband's coat. Another good thing to do is put on some good music so you can at least enjoy your time while you're sorting. Something I gave my husband last Christmas. He clearly has not used this. It's probably because he didn't even know where it was. Rachel, Doug, Doug. Doug, Rachel, Rachel, Rachel. Rachel, 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 me. Rachel, Rachel, me. Rachel, 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 told ya. Rachel, 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 Rachel. My daughter has a problem. Me, Doug, Doug, Rachel, Doug, Rachel, Rachel, Rachel. Rachel, Doug, 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 Rachel. I have 3 coats. 3. Let's count Rachel's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so I'm gonna fall. I obviously vacuumed, but let's get rid of all the dust, because the amount of dust in this thing, man, I feel like I need to paint. No, I'm not painting. I just need to get this done. Put good shoes on, because you're going to be standing a lot unless you're doing something that has to sit. I'm going to be walking, I'm going to be standing. I've done this where I've gone barefoot and I do the whole thing barefoot and I am in pain by the end of the day, and then the next day, forget it, I'm in a lot of pain. So as a 58-year-old, I've learned the importance of putting on really good shoes, supportive shoes. Today I'm wearing these Nike sneakers that I love. I think they're cute, but I also know that I can wear them for a long period of time and walk a lot, and I'm comfortable. It's clean as far as like dust and stuff. I haven't put anything back in. Rachel's stuff is separated. I asked her where she wanted me to put it while she goes through stuff. She said the basement. She's got a bunch of clothes down there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm leaving Doug's stuff out for him to go through, and he can decide what he wants to keep and get rid of and all that. I'm gonna go through my stuff, obviously. Okay, I put my stuff back in. I found out I actually have 5 jackets. This is my stuff. So this is my napkins, oh my heart. This is my mittens and gloves and hat and scarf. And I decided to put it in a container instead of putting it up here because it's hard for me to reach, but I can take this container down. So that seems logical, and still have stuff just for storage up there. Okay, so now I just need to wait. I need to wait for Doug to go through his stuff. I need for Rachel to choose what she really wants to keep up in the closet until she moves, and then I can organize the rest. So I think I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow. When Doug came home last night, I had him just look quickly through his clothes. Sadly, he barely got rid of anything. He did get rid of a couple jackets that were redundant. He only got rid of 2 baseball hats. So we still have, how many do we have? 8. We have 8. We have way too many, but he says there's some he uses for golf and some he uses to do yard work, and he needs them all. It's fine. It is what it is. It's his prerogative to have that many, that's fine. But I now have to figure out where to organize all these, which I think will be fine. Getting all of Rachel's stuff out of the closet was huge. And like I said, she's still living here until January, so she obviously needs to have some jackets that she can put on when she goes outside for winter months. So that's going to happen, but at least the remainder of all the millions that she had before, okay, 24, are down in the basement, and she can go through those, because most of those are like more like stylish jackets, not like I need to be warm jackets. Okay, so at the top, we obviously have nothing. I decided to put a couple purses that I might grab periodically if I want to change out. This is Doug's gloves, his hats and his scarves, and his work hats. And then we obviously just put in some of our jackets. We've got some space here. Nothing is on the floor. I put his non-work baseball hats on the hooks here. And then I put the 2 umbrellas, and I have a bag that I grab sometimes if we're going out shopping. And that's it. So I will say this is done. The next space we're going to tackle is this sideboard. We actually have space in there. I don't think it's even that crowded with stuff. It does have stuff in it that I don't necessarily want anymore. The problem is this. Okay, let me show you. First off, hate this light. I'm going to be changing it hopefully soon. If you push the table over to where it should be, then the people who sit here are very crowded to this. So what we are thinking about doing is getting rid of this. We will donate it or sell it on Facebook Marketplace or something. Getting a smaller, narrow one and putting it where this bench is here, because we've got tons of room here Even with the table extended, there's plenty of room for people to sit. The piece is way too long to go here. So that means this needs to go, and I need to empty it down to a smaller amount of stuff and just get rid of the things that we don't care about. And you're gonna see a whole bunch of stuff. There are some things, Doug and I are working on redoing our finances and our paperwork and things, and I've got some projects. So yeah, there's some things I need to work on in here. Like I said before, I usually say empty everything out, but this time I'm going to work each drawer at a time or each section of drawers and empty out everything. I'll show you what's in here. Knives. We've had this for forever. It was from a party. Yep. This is like all the stuff for holidays. Just miscellaneous paper goods from forever ago. Paper goods. Okay, this top one is placemats and napkins and a couple table runners and more placemats. I emptied out all of the paper goods things, which is basically the sides. There's a couple drawers I still need to go through. But I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the party cups and things because sometimes we will use that. And all the plastic forks and knives, which is all I have, is forks and knives. I'm not sure what happened to all the spoons. I'm going to donate to the school where I used to work at because I know that they keep a stash of those for kids when it gets to lunchtime and they don't have any plasticware, they forgot it for their lunch. I have a few Christmas napkins that I'm going to keep. I'll use it throughout the next year and, get rid of it that way. Okay, here's another question you can ask yourself as you're trying to go through stuff. If we were moving right now, would we take this with us? Would this be an important thing to move along with us? We'd pack it, we'd store it, we'd bring it to the new place. Would you do that? If the answer is no, then that's your answer whether you're going to keep it or not. Get rid of it because it really isn't that important to you if you wouldn't take it with you. Okay, I've emptied out the rest of the drawers. And as you can see, it's not that much. But it doesn't matter the amount. What matters is, do I want this? Would I take this with me when I move? Let's start with the big thing. I have all of these placemats. If I were to go shopping right now, I wouldn't buy them. Here's the reason. They're very thick. Like if you put a glass down on the table and you don't get it on here, the glass will tip over. I'm gonna keep them for now. I may replace them with something a little bit more modern. This is kind of farmhouse feel, and I'm not really farmhouse anymore. So I'm gonna keep them for now. Am I rationalizing? Maybe. These I really do love. What I love about them is that they look like they're woven, but it's actually plastic. So I can wash these. I can literally dunk them in the water. They don't take up a lot of space. Maybe I should just keep these and not keep these. I don't know. Okay, I have to think about that. I might ask Rachel what she thinks. She's good about these things. And sometimes she helps me clarify because she's just got that young mind thinking sometimes. These are an absolute keep. These are, I might keep. Table runners. I have two Christmassy ones. I think I'm gonna keep this one. This one is more of like country-ish kind of. Yeah, I'm gonna donate this one. It's not my favorite. This is kind of that farmhouse thing. I think I'm done with it. I actually like this one. It's kind of a linen. I like this for Easter. I'm gonna keep this. Okay, that's it on the table runners. Now let's go to napkins. These. They're not my favorite. I think I'm gonna get rid of these because every year I go, oh, I don't really like these. But yeah, some of you I know are yelling at your phone or computer or whatever it is you watch YouTube on, your TV going, don't get rid of that, I'll take it. I know. These are more napkins. These are good for Easter again. So I think I'm going to keep these, and they match that table runner as well. Last napkin set. Honestly, they're not my favorite. Honestly, I hate ironing these things. So I'm gonna keep them because I don't really have a Christmas one because I just got rid of the green. Okay, that's it of the linens. This is my box or drawer of all the name card things for Christmas, for all the holidays, there is something to be said for tradition. Like, I do realize my son probably could give a rip. He doesn't care at all about, oh, Mom, don't get rid of this because we have this every year. He does not care. My daughter, on the other hand, cares. She's like, no, we had that every Christmas, keep it. So there is something to be said for that. I am not a sentimental person that way for myself. My husband isn't either. It really is Rachel. You know what? I'm keeping them all. We have an Easter one. We have 2 fall. This could be Christmas as well because that's kind of Christmassy. So this one's definitely Thanksgiving only. This one can be both. And then this is definitely Christmas. So I'm okay with that. It's not like these are taking up a ton of room. So that's good. And we are going to have a sideboard. I'm going to have a storage thing. We haven't bought this sideboard yet. At the end of this video, you're not going to see the thing we bought. We haven't purchased it yet. Just keeping it real. Okay, I'm good with that. Let's show you what these look like now. Just my 2 table runners on the top. This is the 2 placemats I have. I decided for right now I'm going to keep them. We'll see. But those are my other ones. So see how much less room these take? Oh, they're so great. And this is the 2 sets of napkins I kept. And this drawer is the same. We have a tiny bit of Christmas napkins. I'm going to keep them. I'll go through them and use them up. Those 2 are empty. And those 3 are all empty. Here is my next project. This. It's such a small little drawer. Everything comes out of the drawer. I'm probably gonna find things in here we've been looking for forever. I went through and did the preliminary things, like the stuff I knew, there's no way we're keeping it, it's garbage. That's easy to do. Most people can do that. The next step is to go through and figure out what we really wanna keep. So I usually ask myself a few questions. Do we use it now? If I were to see it in a store right now, would I feel like I need to buy it? Like if I didn't have it already, would I think, okay, I need to buy this? The last question is, if we're keeping it, it's something we want, we've determined that this is something we're going to use, we keep, whatever. Is this the best place to keep it? Is this where it needs to live? And if not, where is it going to be? Okay, this is the finished drawer. I know I didn't go through everything and show you. It was just too much to go back and forth. But I wanted to show you what I decided to keep in here. Over here is all Mia toys. Her favorite by far are these bouncy balls. I will link them below. I don't know what it is. She loves these things. She'll play fetch with us. Lens wipes. This is a glass cleaner, like glasses cleaner. This is the charging cable for that speaker, so that makes sense to be there. Scissors, because they obviously come in handy. And I'm always looking for our measuring tape. That's it. That's all we're keeping in here for now. There's obviously room for more. All the rest I relocated to a different spot in the house. I donated or I threw it away. So yay, that one's done too. I am a firm believer that when it's time for you to retire and to downsize, doing all of that at one time, it's so much to do unless you've got help and unless you are ruthless. I think it's so much easier to start downsizing a little at a time, and that's pretty much what we've done. Why do it all at one time? So just little bit by little bit, we're getting rid of things. We're not ready to retire. We're quite a few years away from retiring, but my house is getting much more manageable as we get older, and that's my goal, to simplify life. I want to simplify things to the point where when it's time to downsize, when it's time to retire, this is not a huge task. This will be pretty easy. I have another video that shows you just ways that I have simplified my life. I'm gonna go ahead and put that one right here. I will see you maybe in that one or another one. God bless.